Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Orme and we return once again to the Swansea save as we play the Swansea way on FM21. Buy low, sell high, overachieve, under promise, over deliver. That is the Swansea way. So far we've done really good. There's been a couple of updates in terms of transfers. Mainly Man City's Ante Palaversa, who is a young Croatian midfielder, has come in and looks like a very decent player. Comes in and plays that holding midfield role for us because we got some bids. We got some bids for Vasi and we decided to let him go. So far, Ante's come in and done a very, very good job. You can see here he's been, they've been keeping him around for a while, not really using him. He's been out on loan. He comes into us at a cheap deal, and Vasilidis ends up at Watford. It's tough. It's tough to kind of judge the two players. You see here they're kind of side by side, pretty good. When you look here, though, it does look more like Vasilidis is an all-round better player. And he is. He is. But I'll kind of take the hit for the profit that we made. And they're both kind of ball-winning centre mids and both at 3 stars. So, again, I'm pretty happy with that. And both 3 stars. Bit more potential. 3 years younger. So, I'm fairly happy with that. They're both pretty good, but I think Vasi's definitely the better player right now, despite what they say, and that's just that. When you're offered a crazy amount of money, you kind of take it, and Vasi didn't play that well for us this year, so it's not like we're losing a key piece. We are losing a good piece, but a huge profit, and a fifth of that reinvested into the replacement, which means another 20 million transfer profit, and we're currently scouting and trialing and signing a bunch of young players. So we'll see who comes out of that and if anybody kind of long-term can make the grade and sort of be a part of things here for years to come, or even if it's just a backup slot or two that we fill. But we knew we needed sort of fullbacks. I've kind of gone all over the place. Couple of goalies, couple of strikers, a few midfielders, a ton of centre-backs, and some left-back and right-backs as well. So we're kind of looking into that and just seeing where things end up, really. But that's the one real move. Stuart Finley still has not gone out on loan. We take a look here, see that our form's been pretty good. We're actually 100% since you last saw us. We beat Fulham 2-0 in the Cup. That was a heavily rotated team. Isaac Success and David Brooks in that one. We beat Chelsea, Ryan Brewster. Just absolutely wonderful. I can't really believe it, but that is actually the league double over Chelsea. Big win over Southampton as well. Tyler Roberts off the bench. Absolutely machine for me. He was the real catalyst, and again, Brewster kind of took his foot off the gas after having a good game. Callum Wilson run us ragged, 1-0 up, 2-1 down. Kai George ties it up, going to halftime, equal. And then just after coming on, Tyler Roberts with a goal, grabs another and feeds Kai George. So definitely the catalyst to winning that game. Ryan Brewster actually missed the 90th, I believe it was 90th minute penalty. Might have been 89th, but I feel it was 90th. Yeah, it was actually on the 90th minute. So he could have got his hat-trick. He didn't quite get the job done, but after a game off, he steps up. The rest of the team kind of didn't play well. Heinrich's at fault for the penalty, and Running should have done better a couple of times, so you can see why. But we played from behind, and Don is a very decent striker. He kind of bullied us at times. We didn't cope particularly well with him, but Ryan Brewster got the job done. They got a man sent off. They give up a penalty, sadly unable to convert at the end. And then this final one here, Demir getting a goal. That is his third in 13 games. That's not too bad of a return. Hopefully, we'll see that improve maybe next season. And Kyle George, another double. That takes him up to 11 Premier League goals in 22 games, which puts him on pace for 19 this season. If we check Brewster, 12 in 21. Again, that's slightly more. That'll be like 21 a season, I believe. So, on average, that's pretty good, getting 40 goals at your two main strikers. Palaversa as well, 4 games, 1 assist, 7.13 rating. Like I say, he has slotted in really nicely. And I thought we'd bring you an FA Cup game, because we didn't bring you the Fulham game. We went for the Liverpool game, which I feel justified with that result. But I didn't think there was too much coming up here. We could have gone for the Arsenal game. But honestly, I'm thinking, depending on our games here, it'll either be the home leg for this second knockout round, or the next round after that will bring you a live commentary of. So it'll be somewhere in March, April. End of February for Arsenal just seemed a bit too close, so why not do this Everton game? We just did Liverpool. Let's do Everton. See if we can keep progressing through and keep this lovely little 6-game win streak going. And then we got home games against Brentford, Palace, an away trip to Burnley, and then some tough games to follow up. But this might be the last chance in a little while to get things going. And that being said, we are up to 5th in the Premier League, and it's on merit. It's absolutely wonderful. We've hit 40 points. We're up to 44. Our goals now are starting to come up. We're plus 15 to the plus, I think, 5 or 6 where we were before. And we're just keeping ahead of Man City. Just there with Chelsea. They've got a better goal difference. And we're not too far behind Arsenal. So top 4 is possible. It's possible, but it's not likely. So don't get your hopes up. We're trying not to, really. But Brighton are on a madness right now, doing very, very well too. Everton, Tottenham, just outside those European chasing spots, but they're lurking. Could be dangerous, but we do have 11 points over Tottenham at this stage. And in fact, Sheffield United and Wolves can play their way into the mix for that spot. So a couple of bad more results for Tottenham as they are in free fall. A couple of the teams might leapfrog them, you know. No change really at the bottom. It still looks rough for a lot of teams. We're not involved. We're just nicely coasting in and around that top 6 sort of group right now. And I'm absolutely delighted with it. Team cohesion looks good. We just sold and bought a player and Finley's still not gone. So this atmosphere's kind of taken a hit even though we're 6 wins in a row. You look at the hierarchy. Isaac's success. Only man left out. And him and the new guy, Ante Palaversa. All there together, boys. All there together apart from those. Yeah, Isaac not really fitting in. And again, Tyler Roberts. Gould is going to want a new deal. And we need to find some game time for another couple of people's success. And Pearson. It's probably going to come up, but I've got to be honest. Probably not soon. This is currently the squad. And you see Palaversa here. How well he fits in. He's in the mix with all these 3-star players, potentially. He's one of the higher-ups. Him and Kyle George very similar. And then it's up to Lewis Cook, Demir and Brewster. So that's pretty decent. 2 centre mids, an attacking mid and 2 strikers. You've got your goalie and you've got your centre-backs. David Brooks there as another midfield option. So if you're playing a box formation, 2 centre mids, 2 attacking mids, 2 strikers, then if you're playing the 2-2-2 like that, it's not too bad. Actually, in terms of full potential, how good these players could be. And then right back, Wagwe is right up there. George, not quite a 4-star. He's the final member of that, the first team 11 potentially, that doesn't quite make it in. I decided to promote all the under-18s as well. We don't have an under-18s. We do have an under-23s. The reason for that being all the players that were out on loan So we coalesce down. You can see some of the new people in the mix here. Like Gibbons is new, not great, unfortunately. Some of these are blind picks, some aren't. Eddie Mann, I believe we paid a decent price. Yeah, that could go up to about, I think we got potential, I don't know what it says, 975. I think that was 2.6 total for Eddie Mann. We can check a bit later on, I guess, and see if that fixes it. But that was, I just approached to sign him and discussed the contract and took the youth hit because it's Liverpool and got potential. Some of these others we put bids in. Gibbons, I think, was fairly cheap, like 150k. Actually, one of the more expensive guys. George Reed, 375. Another one of the most expensive guys. Was there a cheap one here? Gillespie, 1.8k. Gillespie, definitely cheap. John Johnson, I think, was like 100. No, he was 60. He was quite cheap. Bueze, 100 grand there. So, not too bad in all. Butler is a backup, 135. So, we'll see how they work out. We will see how they work out. But they're now in. Higgins is a new guy coming in as well. 40k from Wraith Rovers. Looks like he might make the first team. You never know. We'll see. And Rory Cornwall. Ultra aggressive striker. 70k from AFC Wimbledon. Very good physically. And a couple of nice stats along the way too. So I'm pretty happy with most of these pickups. I think he could be a solid player for us. Which this was showing strikers, not midfielders. Not really a midfielder. But so be it. He's not going to make the list in any case. He's going to be way down the bottom, no matter what we do. But yeah, a very decent sort of group of players that I think we've picked up here. Which gives us some more depth now. Right back, left back, tons of centre backs, tons of centre midfielders, tons of strikers. 3 goalies, but 2 more potentially coming in. We look here and we ignore, say, all the non-teenagers. And from Cardozo down, still, that's a great number of people. We look potentially. We got some good midfielders, a couple of good strikers in there. Centre back, Eddie Mann. Facey at left back as well. Right back in Harry Jones, if he actually shows up to be that good. Gillespie, McShado, and Cabango. So, quite a few decent players still looking likely for the future. And I'm pretty happy with all that. So, like I say, we can ride out against Everton and see kind of where we are and what things look like. At the moment, state of the club. See, training facilities up to 4-star. We've actually got a 5-star youth facility now, which is mind-blowing, absolutely phenomenal that we've been able to get that up so quickly. But once we got up in the Premier League, they really did allow us to throw some money at that. Good, and we had money to throw. Because apparently, this is the last team we played. Yeah, I've since realised that Raskin can't really play as a ball winner so much. So that would be part of us, Raskin, Gibbs White, moving over. That's kind of what we did during the match anyway. So we got self there, Cook as captain, Metham as a key player, Basie as the potential sort of good player. And the facilities, again, stadium's going to be expanded. Got excellent training, state-of-the-art youth, exceptional academy, and exceptional youth. Youth level is up to 1 as well. Also added into voluntary, we've got, and Sochaux, we've got North Shopping, we got the Swedes in there as well. So we'll take a look at them and decide what we can do. We're also going to try and add in the this academy player. So we normally do that when we're able to negotiate the existing affiliation and add that so they send their young players through our youth academy. So we did have Alarenga. We no longer do, but now we have North Shopping, so we still get the Scandinavians in through that. We got the mainland Europe coming in with Sochaux, and then we have the Eastern Europeans in through Romania with Voluntari. I think that's a pretty good setup to feed in, and they've all got decent facilities themselves, so I'm pretty happy with how that all is laid out. So yeah, let's get show on the road then. Set up here for Everton. See what we can do. So George is a little way off. You can see some of these signings starting to come in. We got Sawa. I need to get another scout report on him. But yeah, young goalkeeper. Fairly cheap. Yeah, 240k. High determination, good handling. Communication's a little low, but see some good stats. That's the kind of people we've been trying to bring in. I'm not going to go through them too much right now. Big win for United. Bromley getting a man sent off, and they were already 1-0 down. That wasn't going very well. Set ourselves up then. Figure out which one of these dark blue on dark links are the opposition instructions. Make sure these are set up. Looks like they're going Moreos up top, Ryan Fraser, Carlson and Gylfi in the hole, Decor and Allen in defensive midfield, John Joe Kenny and Gbamin on the left there, with Godfrey and Holgate in the... A really solid looking team. Nothing too special. Pickford in net. They've got goals. Like some of their players might be backed off. So changes I want to make for this game will definitely Pala Versa in as the ball winner. Right hand side for Raskin. Left hand side for Gibbs White. Demir in the hole. Let's go with Brooks in the hole. Push Demir onto the bench. And then Carter Vickers. Finley can cover left back. And I guess Ryan Gold. Let's get Raskin out of there. Let's get Raskin out there for Ryan Gold. We let Gibbs White play. Cook will go to the bench. So, coming off the bench, if we need an injection at all, we've got Demir and Roberts up top. If we need to solidify, we got Cook and Raskin. And if all hell breaks loose at the back, we've actually got Finley and Kartovic. Which... Oops. Yeah, Kartovic can kind of cover right back. Finley can cover left back. So, we're okay. We're actually okay setting up like this. So let's jump in. And after smashing Liverpool, let's see, can we do the same to Everton here, the other Merseyside team. John Joe Kenny and Sebastian Borno are captains. Our bench, their bench. They got some decent players there. They've got some decent players. But they've moved Fabian Delph into the starting lineup at left back. They keep the rest of the team the actual same. Okay. Let the assistant sort of have his words with the players beforehand. And we're all set to get underway. Encourage the team and let's see what we can get up to today. We're in good form. Say, Palaverse has come in and done some good things for us already. So, now just got to see how they play, and if they leave gaps in behind when they go and attack. John Joe Kenny for getting through there. Bono. Easy though for Alan and Fabian Delph. They're going to stretch us by playing wide. Something Liverpool really didn't do. Liverpool tried to hit us on the counter-attack by being long. Oh, it's Gylfi. It's got to be Gylfi. I mean, I don't think I put the blame on the defence there. We did what we could. It's a little bit of pinball, if I'm honest. It's a little bit of FMBS that happens where, like, right there, Metham does great. Bono does great because he, like, gets in the way of that being possibly a goal. So both centre-backs have dived in and got their blocks and got their tackles. But it's still going to fall back to Sigurdsson. And, like, he's just going to take it. So, yeah, sadly, the match engine's kind of broken in that way. Ryan Gold. Allgate heads clear. Palaversa is here. Tyson back to Bono. Metham on a bit of a run. David Brooks finds low out wide. We get a decent ball in and get a shot at target. Yeah, it's there. It's Ryan Gold up from midfield. Wow. Nice instant reply. Nice instant reply. Gylfi with a goal for them. We work the ball nicely. Our attacking mid throws it out to Lowe, who almost loses it here, I feel. But the ball is there. Ryan Gold unmarked. We had 4 men on 3. They were a bit outnumbered. They were drawing them away from the keeper a little. And something I've started to do is drop back, place a half-back role on our defensive midfield as it is now. Fire up the team. Sitting on positive. Kai George takes the throw in. That is very lazy. That right there is very lazy. Defending, letting Ryan Fraser just win that ball. Not great at all. Almost giving away a penalty there, I feel. The first one, not the second. Ryan Brewster, lovely move down the wing. He's got George with him. Kai George in the box. He finds him, and it's 2-1. 15th of the season for the young Brazilian. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is a response. That's what we like to see. Lovely turn by Brewster. He's down the wing. He's running and gunning. And then he manages to pull it back. George ahead of his striker. And that's what we're on about. That's what we like to see, boys. That's what we like to see. Drop my lines back. Take my tempo ever so slightly down. Ever so slightly. Not too much. We're probably going to drop out of positive before the first half ends as well. Depends if we're actually controlling the game or not. I want to see if they get chances and possession. Looks like they're getting a little bit of possession. Lowe got booked. They're having a highlight. So yeah, we're going to go down to cautious. Heinrichs clear. Decor. Allen to John Joe Kenny. I think we almost got the ball there, but not quite. Low to Ryan Gold. There we go. Ryan Brewster again. Out wide. Back to Lowe. Does decently there, but can't quite get it going. And sadly, we got nobody to really take advantage of that. Richarlison now out wide. Ball to Morelos. Oh, Brooks gets there. Brooks just gets there. He's off and running. He's going himself. He goes for it. It's wide by a distance. Probably better off slipping a through ball in there. But hey, 1-0 down to 2-1 up. And we come back into it quite well. And we've established ourselves on the game. Low on a yellow. I don't like. But yeah, we're capable of even more. Let me go talk to Lowe. 100%. Wanna talk. Cannot get another yellow card. You just cannot. Just cannot. Defenders. I'm not happy. Midfielders. I don't think you did your best. You need to do better. Strikers, I think. Just going to have faith as well. Try and send them out there. We're going to demand more to start with. We're going to try and take control of the game and try not to let Everton have too much space or too much time on the ball. Gibbs White's having a really poor game and is looking absolutely wrecked out there. So he's definitely coming off. and low for Finley. Don't want to do it, but I've got to. I don't want to do it, but I've got to. Yeah, I got to have Lewis Cook on that. Golden Cook. Pally and Henrik. I mean, ugh. Tired, but there's not a ton I can really do about that. Okay, they're going to get a highlight. I was thinking about making that third sub. Bono heads are clear. Fabian Delph. Allison Decour. Alversa does well. Cook and Brewster again marauding down this left flank. He's given them absolute nightmares. Oh, but that's not good. Morelos can't get through. Cook again. That's lazy play. Ryan Goldo benefits from their lazy play. George to Brewster. Brewster's through. And it's a really weak shot at Jordan Pickford. That could have sealed the game for us today. We're going down to defensive. Ah, boys. I was going to do a little team talk and do a sub. Richarlison there. I think we need to go back up to positive and try and get something going here. Brooks, I don't think, is working as well as he should, so I'm going to put Yusuf Demir on. Finley. Brian Brewster. Demir out to Finley. Chance to impress. Oh, Ryan Brewster! He did not connect correctly with that. It comes off a defender. Oh, that could have been something. It could have been something, but it's not. Ryan Gold. Brewster can't quite get there. Chris Meffam. Oh, we don't even get the highlight. Either we get knocked out or we win the game. That's kind of everything about this game right now. Kind of everything about this game right now. We need to be pushing into a better position, trying to get the job done. So, yeah, full time. Didn't really want a replay. I think we were good value there throughout the game. A little bit of FM cheese for Sigurdsson to get his goal. I think we worked our way back in really nicely. We kind of sat off a little too early, probably. But defensively, we weren't in the running today. Defensively, we weren't there. Midfield looked okay. Strikers looked okay. We had a couple of chances that didn't quite pay off. We were very, very close to getting the win today. And we should have. Not good enough, boys. Not good enough. I'm going to tell Ryan Gold he was. I'm going to tell him. I'm actually just going to tell him good effort. Done with that. I'm actually going to tell Gibbs White. To come on. You weren't there with it. You weren't doing anything of import, so he's such a mercurial talent where I think he's going to be like such a big player for us in some games where I just think, you know, they suit him and he can just come on and do big things for us. And then it just doesn't work out that way. Slightly disappointed. But like I said, I think we have good value for the performance. And even though we've got to go to a replay and I'm probably going to play the kids and end up getting battered, I don't want to go away and try and fight for a game. at Everton. I really don't. Goodison Park's not a friendly ground for us. I don't think that's going to work at all. If I'm on. Don't think that. Going to match review in there. Especially not back-to-back like that. Look at that. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible for the schedule. Yeah, that's going to be as young a team as I can put out. That's going to be the reserves and the bench warmers, really. Can't do anything else. Have a nice, easy run out that week. All there is, Sanchez doesn't come through for us. Expensive, but good. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Hoping for a little more out of that game. But 6 games in a row is a good winning streak. We're still unbeaten. It's still 7. We can increase that to 9 before probably losing at Everton. And then it's Burnley away, Man United away, Arsenal at home, Everton away. It's such a tricky run. It's going to take a lot. I think I need to just pick up 6 points over the next 2 games. See if we can then rest against Everton to give us a good chance against Burnley. And see if we can get anything out of these 2 games, United and Arsenal. We'll have fit teams for them. We'll have a fit team for Everton, but 3 days later, the Europa League kicks off. I don't know. But yeah, Brentford Palace needs to be 6 points. Burnley, if I can get a point, we're good. And if I can get another point between Arsenal and Man United, I'll be happy. So, yeah. Next 5 league games. 7 points is good. 8. Yeah. 8 would be nice. But 7 points out of those 5, I think we have to target. Mind you, we're also playing with points in the bank at this stage. Compared to where we should be, I think we're playing with points in the bank. Okay. So did anyone play really badly? I don't believe so. Gibbs White. We'll warn him. We'll warn him. Brian Gold, I will praise. I think he actually did quite decent. So, I'm actually impressed with how good he's been. As you can see, kind of consistently is posting 7s and above, and very good left foot. Might not have all the potential in the world. He's 26. He hasn't got like tons of room to grow as a player in any way, shape, or form. But who he is already pretty good. A little bit more training, be able to maybe improve a tiny bit more. But he's been a very, very good pickup for us, and I'm very happy to have him here. He's still on 15 grand a week. Like, he's cheap. 2.1 million, 15 grand a week. 7.01 with 3 assists and a goal in 17 games in midfield. Been rotated in and out. He's not complained. He's come in. He's done his job. He's been who we want him to be. He's consistent. He does well in big matches. And he's British, which means we don't need to worry about the work permits, etc. there either. So I'm very happy with what I've seen out of Mr. Ryan Gold. I'm very, very happy. So just hope that he can continue putting his best foot forward. We've got 4 days until Brentford. Tired looking. I was going to give those guys 2. And Wago is still out on internationals for how long? The foreseeable future. Foreseeable future. So, through the next 2 home games, we're not going to be having him active, which is a shame. Like I say, I think we've got good squad depth now starting to build, and we got good young players, good first team players. We're in good form. We didn't quite get the job done with Everton there, but the fact that we're highly competitive is enough for me. Don't want to attend meeting. Not the best. But Colin Mitchell can go back down. I think he used to be a 3-star, so hopefully we can train his way back up there. Again, we got some decent clauses coming in, but yeah, Ross County, decent. Got released by them for some reason, but he's definitely decent. You can see even at 2.5-star, he's decent. Robertson, Celtic fullback, on the cheap, boy. On the cheap. That's not going to be. Okay, so that's kind of end of the season. Robertson's coming in. But again, we are building through. No, he is coming in, though. Why did... Oh, because that's when he turns 17 and you get a professional deal. I get it. 100% get it. 100% get it. Just goes down the under 23s. Lewis Cook has a word. And that's all we need to do there. We got 2 goalkeepers coming in. We got 2 centre-backs and a left-back coming in. We got a striker coming in. And George Hernandez too. So... end of next season for Towers, Hernandez, Goodmanson, Byrne, Potter, and Sauer. And then January of next season for Colgan. Which isn't too bad. Clauses as well, I don't think we owe too many. Tyler Roberts, 100 grand. Eddie Mann. Yeah, see, I knew we had stuff on Eddie Mann. I knew we did. That 975 that they say would be... Yeah, those figures are just bugged completely. As Eddie Mann. So if he plays a game for England, that will take it up to 1.3. And then there's another 350 times 4, which is 1.4 million. Just on league appearances. And then 15% of his profit will go to them as well. I'm hoping to buy that one out. I'm hoping to buy this out as well at some point. I'd gladly pay them $1 million now for both. Gladly. That is the Roberts deal, and there was one more. Higgins. Oh yeah, we got to have a friendly against Wraith Roberts. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, we're kind of current on transfers. We got money coming in. Got other clauses we can sell and get the money back from all these kind of players that we've let go. We got the Gylfi and Rodon deal still there, the McBurney deal as well from real life. All the others are deals I've put into place, I guess, but we're almost done with Roberts. We've got a friendly to satisfy for Higgins. Another 15. It's going to take some time, but yeah. And then Eddie is the only one that we didn't do a deal up front for. He's the only one we went in and talked contract right away on. So, there's that. We've got the same people on the shortlist. We're good to go there. Nothing else really to update people on. As I say, we're coming into a decent run of form now that we can extend a little, probably dive out to the FA Cup, which would that be too early? 4th round? No, that's where we're supposed to be. So they'll be happy with that. They'll be happy with that. So knocked out the round early by Burnley, 39%. We got a replay in the 4th round. So they'll be fairly happy with that. We won the Community Shield. They're fairly happy there. Europa League, be competitive. That's 70% board confidence. And avoid relegation. We were battling against relegation, battling bravely. I told them we could avoid relegation. So, not a dogfight, but against the act of relegation itself. Just in case we tumbled. That was like 4 games ago. We've won all 4. I expected us to be around Everton's place, not our own. So I expected us to be like within 10 points of being in a dogfight. So didn't really want to go against the avoid relegation fight, but put us in a good place no matter what. Yeah, all in all, I'm just very, very happy with where we are. 18 for Brewster, Kai George highest rating, most assists. Cameron Carter-Vickers at the back playing his way nicely. Ronning and George starting to win more man of the match awards. Bono and Raskin, again the Belgians just with the most yellow cards. 46 goals scored, 31 in the league conceded. 37 yellow cards, too many for my liking. And might be where we sell Bono and Raskin because they are sort of half that total on their own. We will see. George is almost back. Where is that? There we go. About 3 weeks. So, sometime in February, we should have our left back. Senegal have African Cup of Nations until they get knocked out. They're in the second round against the Gambia right now. They beat Gabon, Congo, and a big win over Uganda. So he'll be there until he's not needed anymore. African Cup of Nations. 3 games, 3 assists, 7.03. He's doing bits for his country as well. Absolutely love that. So yeah, that's where we're going to leave it. I think we're in a very good position in all ways, shapes and form. You can start seeing us now actually creep up above 30 million here for Kai George. David Brooks up to 32. Bono 31.5. Mepham's up to 36. Wow, would not have guessed he'd be my highest rated. I would have guessed the bottom 4. Maybe not in that order, but the bottom 4. Bottom 5, yes. Bad though, guys. It's not bad. And again, we've got contracts for 4 to 5 years on everybody. 80 grand for Demir, Brewster and George, and Bono, 60 and 250s. We're not paying a fortune, but the players are starting to really impress me with what they've done so far. I hope they're impressing you too. I hope you tune in for the next live com, the next episode, which should be, I believe, hopefully this game, if not this game, the Europa League second knockout round. We'll see kind of what we get and if we can actually progress through or not. If we look at the way this is all scheduled, the first knockout rounds are coming up, and then we get the second knockout round draws in February. March we get those games, and then it's the quarter and semi-final draws. Quarterfinals will occur in April. Semis will be between April and the start of May, and the final at the end of May. Pretty good, guys. Really good. The way it's lining up is pretty dang good, if you ask me. Lille play Ghent, Zenit St. Petersburg against Midland, Club Brugge against Leipzig, Celtic Red Star Belgrade, Dore Pleasant versus Ludogorets, Inter Arsenal. Wow. All these other ties have been pretty decent, like Bruges, Leipzig, Lille, Ghent, they're decent. Inter Arsenal's big. United Frankfurt's decent, and Shakhtar versus Praha. They're trying to play themselves in to the round we're in, and it's quarter semi-final. Oh boy, if we get through this next round, you never know. Quarterfinalist sounds really good to me, so we'll see you for that. Until then, take care, stay safe, behave yourself. Thank you for the continued support. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Head over onto Twitch. Follow me there. Hit subscribe if you're feeling generous. Follow me on Twitter at Chris Ormy. And if you're really feeling generous, there is a Patreon link in the description. So, yeah, join the R1GG Discord. I'll try and remember to throw a link to that up somewhere. But we're having good times. We're having good fun. Thank you very much for being a part of it. And let's just keep this ride going. Let's see just how far it really does go. Till then, stay safe, take care of one another, and I will see you soon.